All right, man. News and talk, Bloomington Normal, that's us. We're Cities 92.9. Hi there, I'm Scott Robbins. Right over there is Kat Peterson. Yep. Yep. And she's cold. I can tell you that right now. She's cold. Because it's only like 48 right now. Which is ridiculously hard to believe, but that's the case.
But I'm still drinking my iced coffee from the spot, your healthy beverage bar.
If you could get an IV drip of that stuff, you'd do it.
No, I need to get one.
Shoot it directly
right
into your
studio,
veins.
just
Yeah,
kinda...
every day, just hook up the port and let her rip. Okay, yeah. Alrighty then. Yep. Here we go. News and talk, Bloomington Normal. That's us. We're Cities 92.9. Hi there. I'm Scott Robbins. Right over there. Look, kids, it's Kat Peterson. Yes. You all bundled up this morning. It was chilly this morning, wasn't it?
Very cold. I know. I'm all bundled up. Multiple layers.
Hang on. I don't know about very cold, but it was chilly. I mean, see, here's the thing. Can I just tell you this? If this happens, right now it's like 48, right? It's 48. It's cold. I mean, it's cold, but if this happens in April or March, it's like, ooh, it's warm. Because we've been through the brutalness of a winter, right? So everything's perspective. When you go from the hot of the summer to the coolness of the fall, it's cold. But it's like 48. If it's 48 in March, this is awesome. I mean, it's a whole psychological game we play with ourselves, but that's how it works, right?
Yeah.
It depends on what time of the year it is based on your feelings about the current temperature.
Yes.
I think we're all there. I mean,
if it's 50, like in the spring after like a long January, I'm like,
yes.
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I mean, you're like putting shorts on, right? You're like, yes, this is outstanding. I know. I mean, it's weird how that works, but it does. It works that way all the time. All right, just some house cleaning issues. And guys, I don't want to make this a long, detailed piece of audio for anyone. Tomorrow, on tomorrow's show, it will be my last broadcast here on Cities. I'd never say forever because who knows how things turn out in this business. I mean, I was on this station before and left and do other things, and I came back to do this, and I've been doing this for almost 3 years now, I guess. The morning show here at Cities, and I am resigned my position. Nothing anyone did, by the way. Love the station, love the staff, love Kat. It's got nothing to do with anything other than my second job has allowed me the opportunity to continue to pursue a massive goal that's in front of us, and we're doing that on a national level right now. I'm fortunate. I mean, I've been blessed, no question about it. I've been allowed to do this and come into your homes in the morning, and we've developed a relationship over the years, and I appreciate every single one of you for listening. I mean, a lot of you have listened to me since I came to Bloomington the first time in 1984. That's how long I've been around. I mean, stops here and there, in between. But a lot of my time has been spent on the radio here. And for us to be able to get together like this every morning and develop the relationships and friendships I've had for years, I carry that with me wherever I go. And I never say never. I have no idea how things are going to turn out. But it's the responsibilities and the intensity of my second show and they've allowed me to say, okay, we got to give this up, and contracts and everything else get involved, and I won't bore you with all the details, but I'm a lucky guy. But the downside of it is I can't do this anymore. I can't do both jobs anymore. So I have to resign this one, and that's what I'm doing. And again, on good terms. Nothing bad to say about anyone in this business. If you're smart, and a lot of people aren't, but if you're smart, you never go out trashing the place you were just at. You just don't do that. If you ever want to work in this business again, if you choose to completely blow up the bridge, then go ahead, trash away. But the bottom line is only idiots do that. So you're never going to hear that from me because I don't believe it. I would say nothing versus bury someone. I would say nothing. For the antagonists, I appreciate each and every one of you because you're not supposed to like what I'm saying, and you don't. So therefore, I win on that level. Because if you started liking me, then I'm doing something wrong, right? If the kook factor decides that, hey, this guy's pretty good, I don't need that. That's the absolute worst thing. To our competition, I'll expect a thank you note from you guys coming very soon. I don't know if I'll get it or not, but I thank them. And apparently, I'm not well liked in that area either. What they do is when they feel threatened by you and when you're beating them, it doesn't matter what it is, they come at you personally. Mm-hmm. They try to make it personal. They come at you and attack you personally. I will be leaving my dossier full of information. So if, Freddie Frycook decides he's going to fire things up again, I just want you to know, Fred, that doesn't go away. It never does. I will just pass it to the next person. We do have another person coming in here to do this show, and his name is, I believe it's Robert. It's Robert Reese, right?
Robert Reese. He was here.
Talked to him. I talked to him last night on the phone for quite a while. I think you're in good hands. And I told him not to be mean to Kat, or we'd have to have a discussion. So
nobody could be as mean to me as you are.
No. Yeah, right. Yeah, I've been very mean to you. But the whole trip has been wild. Interesting story, and I'll go ahead and tell it now since we're making this about me, I guess, and I don't really like that so much. Is I just feel like I owe you an explanation. So you don't wake up on Monday and go, "Hey, what happened? Where is he?" And with my health situation, people sometimes are under the impression, well, oh, God, I hope he didn't get sick, or something happens, because some of you don't hear the second show I do. It's on 8 o'clock at night, by the way, here on Cities. That's not going to change. So I'm still going to be here, just at a different time. We do that show live at 11 o'clock for a bunch of affiliates around the country. But, okay, all that being said, I wanted to get it out there today, and we'll talk about it again tomorrow, just so you understand that I'm healthy, I'm fine. I mean, I'm blessed beyond measure. It's just a career thing right now, and it's something that I have to do for my own sanity and health, because it's taken up way too much of my time now, and which is a good thing too. That's not a bad thing. I don't complain about those things, right? It is, but the story of this show is Megan, who's the general manager of the radio station group, and her dad, Jerry, who's the owner. I've known Jerry for a long time, and I'm a huge fan of Jerry's. He knows it. Mad respect for the guy. But Megan had reached out to me some time ago, 3 years ago, I guess, and it said something to the effect of, would you ever be interested in doing this? Well, I was recovering from my heart attack still, and I was not working. And for me, not working is insane. I couldn't even believe it. But I was working at a little part-time gig that I was doing sports talk, believe it or not, and doing some shots with my friend Jamie Markley and Dave Van Camp. I was just doing some shots on their show once a day or whatever. I'd come on and do a bit with them as the recovery process was still ongoing. I was living with my daughter, who was taking care of me at the time, and Megan reached out, and I said, well, here's the thing. I don't know if I can do this or not, just because of the physicality involved in it. And she goes, well, how about we just set it up in your bedroom so you can do the show from your... Okay, never thought about that. So I accepted the job and did it. And I think you're my third partner, Kat. I think third or fourth. Trying to think. Well, counting Cease, I suppose, because I got to count Steve. I guess you're my fourth. So anyway, a lot of different partners through the years. But I'm proud of the work we did. Mm-hmm. I'm proud of the success we've had. I'm extremely happy about you, the advertiser and listener. The advertisers in particular, because you're the ones that make this thing work. Without you, we got nothing. So much appreciation to all of you. You spent your money in the right place. This is a great audience. This is a great radio station, and this radio station will survive way past me. It did the first time I quit, and it'll do it the second time. So anyway.
Not me, like crying over here.
Oh, no. Well, Kat, you know, and the thing is, I've developed this relationship with Kat because I see so much of me in you, in that I was 22 and a young broadcaster trying to make my way in this business at one point in time. Mm-hmm. And you look to people who have had success and you say to yourself, well, how did they do this? And mm-hmm. you start to model your work ethic. And I don't know anybody who's got a better work ethic than you do. And so you and I are going to know where each other are for the rest of my life. Okay.
God gave me you.
Yeah. And I think we put us in the right position at the right time. And again, I generally have relationships in this business, I take them along with me on my journey at some point in time. And because you don't meet that many people, that solid, good people. And this business is full of, long plastic hallways of really bad people. But it is.
Competition over there.
It just is. Well, they just take shots at you because that's all they got.
Yep.
If they had anything else, if you had any product at all, you wouldn't have to worry about it. But that's what you do. And so, at any rate, like I said, I have a lot of my friends that I've had throughout this business who are doing really well in their jobs in other markets, other places around the country. And so, anyway, it was a blessing to have this job because I didn't have a job when I got this job, and it's a blessing that I can leave it in good terms, like I'm leaving it now, and that's what I'm doing. And
the new show is going to be called The Morning Rush. With Robert and Kat, and there's all kinds of fun things to look forward to. We're going to have a new text line. We're going to have a bunch of cool features. So
they get the new text line after I leave. Sure.
Yeah, it's going to be called The Rush Reads.
Okay, all right.
So we get a new text line, and it's going to be the same number as our studio line. Actually, I'm going to try to set it up today throughout the show here. So it's 309-451-9299. But it's going to be called The Rush Reads. And
it's not up yet, though, right? It's not up.
No, it's not up yet.
It's not today. Okay, yeah. Like I said, things improve when I leave. That's how it always works.
But I'm going to miss you.
But Robert sounded like a nice guy, and yeah, I'm going to miss you too. I am. And again, we've got another whole full show ahead of us yet, today and tomorrow, so we got a lot more stuff to cover. But I wanted to do that because I don't want garbage out there.
Yes.
That's the thing. I don't need that crap. Because they'll do it anyway. But, it's just one of those things where if you're an advertiser and you're listening right now, you understand where I'm at. Like I said, I'm not going away. I'm still going to be here at 8 o'clock at night. It's just that you'll have to shift your time a little bit as to when I'm on this station anyway. And we picked up 5 new affiliates yesterday. We're in with another group. So, it just is one of those things where it's just, it's exceeding beyond my wildest dreams. And with that comes a lot of responsibility and other things too. Not only my partners on the show, but also to the company that syndicates us and the mothership, which is in Portland, Oregon. Which, by the way, we win in Portland, Oregon. Go figure. I mean, one of the most liberal cities on the planet. That's a freak show. But we consistently win the ratings game there. So at any rate, and we're in Seattle too, believe it or not. Can you believe that? I mean, there's 2 markets right there, Portland and Seattle.
Wow.
I mean, it's kooky, right? I mean, they're
people are looking for.
Can I tell you something I've learned? I've learned this. It's not necessarily the majority; it's the loudest.
Yep.
Okay, they're just loud and obnoxious, and that plays on TV, that plays in the media. So you are led to believe these cities are representative of the few that raise hell. They're not, but they're not what the cities are all about. The cities are all about people who are rational, right-thinking people who just go about their lives, working, providing for their families, going to church, going to school board meetings, all these things. They're just people like us. And so you're never alone. You think you are sometimes because that's all you hear about. But I guarantee you're in the majority. You're in the majority. But the screeching and heads on fire nonsense is what gets play. And that's what you hear about all the time. So at any rate, but believe me, if it were true the other way, Fox News would not be the dominant cable news station. If that were true, it'd be CNN and MSNBC, which, of course, CNN, Dead Air beats CNN right now. Nothing. A test pattern.
Not even
all right, we'll take
gyms.
A break. All right, back in a minute. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal, Cities 92.9. All right, man, here we go. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal, that's us. This is Cities 92.9. Hi there. I'm Scott Robbins. Right over there is Kat Peterson. Okay, Kat was talking earlier this morning about how cold she was and how cold it is. And it's a chilly morning. This is like the first crisp day in a while. But if you get up early and you do your walking or walking the dog or whatever it is you do, I realize you might want to take a jacket along today. I'm just saying. I don't want to be that guy. Grab the jacket on your way out, but you might want to today. Life hacks. Do you like the life hacks, Kat? Do you like those?
I love life hacks because I'm so bad at life.
But that's like a big deal, right? I mean, right? Like, you're not bad at life, but sometimes I look at these things and they're very useful, right?
They
I mean,
are.
extremely useful, right? According to Reader's Digest, commercial bread. Now, I didn't know this. Maybe you did already. Commercial bread, the stuff you buy in the store, is baked and delivered on a strict schedule to keep it as fresh as possible. And the color tag on the bag indicates the day of the week it was baked. Did you know that? I didn't know that.
Oh, no, I did not know that.
Even though there's a
tag.
sell-by date, the colors are supposed to make it easier for the staff in the store to rotate fresh bread in and out.
Whoa.
And because of that, you'll probably only see 2 colors on any given day.
Okay.
Bakeries, retailers usually have Wednesdays and Sundays off, as there's only 5 colors. Blue is Monday, green is Tuesday, red is Wednesday, white is Friday, and yellow is Saturday. There's an easy way to remember that. The names of the colors are in alphabetical order by the week. So B, then G, then R, then W, and Y. In case you're trying to remember yourself, like, what was that color? Of course, not every supermarket or bakery uses the system, but they say this is widely used at large chain stores. I mean, I've seen them before, and I've just never paid any attention, right?
I just thought, like, oh, they're changing up the color. I've noticed that the colors are different, but I'm like, well, they just
have you know?
them.
I guess I never even noticed that. I just figured, well, some brands use this color, other brands use another color, or whatever. I never thought anything of it. But anyway, there. See the things you learn. The things you learn on this show, really unbelievable. Really unbelievable. I want to talk a little bit about a guest we have coming up today, Kat. And this is it the 8 o'clock hour? Is that right?
Yes, she's planning on coming in about 8:35.
Yeah, we are going to be talking with whom?
We're going to be talking with Jelani Day's mother. Her name is Cameron Day. Right.
Carmen. Go ahead.
Bolden.
Carmen, okay. And she's going to come in. Now, this is Jelani Day's mother. Now, for those of you who need to, a quick reminder here, this is the kid who's been missing from Illinois State, right?
Yes, he's been missing for over a month. And she's
over a month.
Yeah, she's calling on the FBI. She's trying to get neighboring businesses from Beyond Hello was his last known whereabouts. And she's trying to get all of the neighboring businesses to give her the camera footage. Right. And a lot of businesses, they don't even have it. They don't even have, like, security footage, or it's too grainy. They can't really see. So she's trying to get it going, but we did find out that, and the body hasn't been identified yet in Peru, but there was an article of clothing found a mile from where the body was found.
Oh, boy. Okay.
And
this is new news to me. Okay.
Yeah, the articles of clothing were Jelani's.
Boy, howdy. Well, that certainly puts a different...
I read that this morning.
Different spin on it, doesn't it? I wouldn't blame her for not coming in then, if that's the case.
Yeah. I don't know. We confirmed yesterday, so we'll see if she's coming in.
We'll see.
But she's calling on the FBI to, help her out with this and investigate and figure out what happened.
Yeah.
Because they're not confirming the body, the identification of the body yet.
They'll have to go in
they found in the Illinois River.
Dental or whatever. Yeah. Gosh dang.
His car was also found in Peru. I asked her yesterday. I said, "Is his phone on or charging?" His phone was on and charging, and was not found in the car when they discovered the car. So they were led to believe that the phone was still out there. But she said she has no idea if it's dead or charged up now.
Wow. This is a case that a lot of us here in Central Illinois have been following this very closely for a while. It is, I cannot even put myself in that position, as much as I try. I mean, this young girl and her idiot boyfriend, they identified her body. Now they know that's her. And the boyfriend is still wandering around somewhere in Florida, I guess. That's where they've narrowed it down to anyway. But, golly. I've been hearing this news for the first time. I didn't know that. So
I was thinking about this. They're both around the same age. I mean, 22.
Yeah. Young people. All right, we'll take a break. Back in a minute. News and talk. All right. News and talk, Bloomington Normal. That's us. We're Cities 92.9. Hello there. I'm Scott Robbins. That's Kat Peterson right over there. You know, we're coming up on a weekend here, Kat.
We are. We've got
I know.
some great weekend programming.
Well, I can tell you right now, there's going to be one show it needs to be locked in. You need to make sure and make a note of this one, because the maiden voyage, once the maiden voyage is taken, you can't get it back. It's like this is going to be the first show on her own.
I'm scared.
Conservative Cat debuts 5 to 7.
Scott,
coming
I
up
can't
this
do
Saturday.
it without you.
No, you're going to be fine. You're going to be great. Are you kidding me? You're going to look back on this, and I'm telling you, man, it's going to be one of those situations where you're going to quit taking my calls at some point. You're like, I don't even know who that guy is. Forget it.
Stop.
I'm a big shot. I'm a big shot. So anyway, that's coming up 5 to 7. Conservative Cat. Now you can explain some of the other shows. So we do have a couple of shows coming up this weekend, right?
Yes. So another new show debuts. That's Speechless, and that's going to be Saturdays 2 to 3. And then we have Ty Smith as usual. He's actually going on this really cool conference, and he's going to be talking with Kayleigh McEnany on this, it's almost like a board, and they're going to be discussing in a round table. Check it out, and we'll be sharing all of that to our social media. But Ty is from 3 to 5, and then I'm from 5 to 7, and then on Sundays, my man DPB, that's David Paul Blumenshine, 1 to 3.
Yeah, I got to see David Paul Blumenshine last Saturday. I hadn't seen him for a while. We chatted for a while. Freedom Rally. That was fun.
Terrific guy.
Terrific guy. You know, I've heard that about him. Terrific guy.
Brings me a coffee every morning. Go to the spot. Get your coworker a coffee today.
Yeah.
Do an act of kindness.
Is today that day? I mean, you got a day for everything else, right? There should be a get your coworker coffee day. That should be some sort of thing. You know what politician's running on that platform? Because I want to vote for them, whatever it is. I don't care about all your other stuff, but National Get Your Coworker Coffee Day has got to be a national, at least a local holiday anyway, if a state holiday, if nothing else, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, let's see. Let's talk a little bit about the border, okay? Because it's a disaster right now. It is an unmitigated disaster. Peter Doocy should win an award. Peter Doocy of Fox News is the thorn in the side of Jen Psaki, and I love every second of it. Doocy cornered Jen Psaki over Mayorkas and whether Joe Biden has ever visited the southern border. How many clips do we have here, by the way?
We have
2,
3.
At least. Okay, we have 3 clips of Psaki. Mm-hmm. All right, let's just fire off the first one. What is the first one, then?
So, DHS chief has the most recent...
Alejandro the Dorcas Mayorkas. Yes.
He has the most recent numbers when it comes to how many Haitians are actually there. And Peter Doocy asks Jen Psaki, hey, where are my numbers? And Jen goes, we'll get them to you. We'll get them to you.
Right.
And this seems to be a trend with the entire Biden administration. You remember Afghanistan. We'll get you the numbers. We don't really know.
Yeah, we don't have any idea, but we'll get them to you. Don't you worry. Okay, so anyway, let's pick it up there, and they don't know what the numbers are, and she's pressed on this issue, and well, anyway, here we go.
Telling us that the DHS chief has the most recent numbers about how many of these Haitians under the bridge have been sent back and how many have been released into the U.S. The DHS chief is telling us that he doesn't know. So who else can we ask?
You can certainly ask the Department of Homeland Security. I am confident, Peter. I am confident he wanted to have the most up-to-date numbers, and we will venture to get you those, I promise you, this afternoon.
By the way, did they ever get the numbers back?
No.
They do this all the time. I mean, Mayorkas didn't know what the numbers were. He was being pressed on it yesterday. Jim Jordan was hitting him hard. Like, what do you mean you don't know? How do you not know that? Anyway, Psaki continued to lie. She went on as she was continually being pressed by Doocy. And what's the second clip we're going to hear then, Kat?
So Peter Doocy asked the question, is this an issue of not knowing, or is this an issue of a lot more people are being released into the U.S.? So they kind of talk about,
Right, not knowing or not telling. Okay, we can't handle the truth. All right, here we go.
Is this an issue of not knowing, or is this an issue of a lot more people are being released into the U.S. than are being sent out?
That is certainly not the issue. First, I think it's important to reiterate what I conveyed earlier about what the actual process is. Individuals are expelled under Title 42. If they can't be expelled under Title 42, they are put into a removal process. If they are put into a removal process, they're either transported to an ICE facility or released with a legal document. That legal document includes fingerprints, photos, phone numbers, an address in the United States, and a background check. That's the process that transpires. That's a part of our immigration process, regardless of where you're coming from.
Got all that? What a convoluted answer that was.
Well, it sounds to me, I mean, she was explaining Title 42. Does that not sound like an immigration policy?
It does to me, but maybe I'm wrong about that. I don't even know. I mean, I just want somebody to rationally sit down and explain it to me like I'm a 5-year-old. Just tell me what you're doing. Tell me how many are here. Tell me how many you've gotten that have been moved out. Tell me you're vetting them. Tell me how many of them have been inoculated for coronavirus, because after all, super spreader. We've learned that from you guys. It's got to count for everybody, right? But it doesn't. So Deuce wrapped it up after a torturous tap dance that was going on from Jen Psaki, but the Deuce wrapped it up with this question.
And just because you keep using Title 42 to defend this administration's immigration policies, that is a Trump-era regulation. You guys came in saying that the Trump-era immigration policy was very inhumane.
Title 42 is not an immigration policy. It is a health authority because we're in the middle of a pandemic. The Trump administration approach to immigration was inhumane and was immoral. That's why we need to put a new policy in place, and we need Congress to pass that policy.
It's inhumane.
Yeah,
slavery.
Okay, I want to play one more clip here. And this also pertains to the border. The narrative out there right now, and this narrative continues, by the way, that armed DHS people on horses were whipping people of color, much like the slaves. That story is being propagated and repeated, and it's absolutely zero truth to it. Nobody was whipping anyone. And if you talk to people around horses, this is how you control horses in a crowd situation. The back and forth of the, what is that thing called? The guide or whatever it is?
Reins.
The reins. Yeah, that guide the horse. So that's to keep the horse from lunging at them or bucking the rider off. It's to keep people out of harm's way. But of course, it's a whip, and you're whipping people of color. And that's what's going on. Because it's Texas, you see. And Greg Abbott's in Texas, and he's an evil, bad man. Now, let's just take a step back from that and think about this for a second. With the governor of the state of Texas, who is already under fire, the left already hates him because of the heartbeat bill. They hate that.
He's a rapist, apparently.
Right. Well, he's got all those things. This guy is evil. He's the evil. Now, the only one who's more evil than him is Ron DeSantis. And it's close, but DeSantis still leads in the evil battle. But he sent these guys out there to push these Haitians back. Their state can't absorb this. He knows they can't absorb it, but the federal government's doing nothing about it. Now, you may take issue with Greg Abbott and say he's not doing enough either, and he has more at his disposal that he hasn't used. Why? I can't tell you why. I don't know why. But anyway, Greg Abbott, and in order for them to control what's going on, they took to the horses. Now, if you've ever been to New York City, or if you've ever been to New Orleans in particular, during Mardi Gras, they use the horses sometimes to sweep the streets clear when they're actually closed down for an hour or two. I know this because I was there. Saw it myself. It's used for crowd control. They use the horses for that. They move them through the crowd and they push the crowd back and out of the way. That's the idea. And again, it's a safety measure. So this is what they did at the border. No one was whipping people of color. Okay, this simply isn't true, but it's propagated over and over and over again. So much so that those officers were taken down and put on desk duty pending further investigation. But Maxine Waters and her ilk keep propagating this story. She's a lunatic, but this is Maxine Waters in the pouring rain, by the way, going off on the fact that this is slavery and this is the 1800s, and oh my God, you're not going to believe this. But anyway, here we go.
To get into the country. What the hell are we doing here? What we witnessed takes us back hundreds of years. What we witnessed was worse than what we witnessed in slavery. Cowboys with their reins again whipping black people, Haitians, into the water where they're scrambling and falling down, and all they're trying to do is escape from violence in their country.
Okay. Wow. Let's unpack that one for a minute here, huh? Does anyone truly believe that Border Patrol agents doing their job at the border and preventing illegal aliens from entering the country is the same thing as slavery? Anybody? Of course not. It's ridiculous. But they just keep repeating it.
Sounds like a job description to me.
Yeah, well, that was what they were ordered to do. You know, I mean, we've lost track of the fact that it's illegal. What was happening is against the law. All right, back in a minute. Cities 92.9. News and Talk, Bloomington Normal. That's us. We're Cities 92.9. I'm Scott Robbins. That is Kat Peterson right over there. You know, my housekeeper called me yesterday, and her son has got COVID. She sent me a text earlier in the weekend. You know, my son can't smell or can't taste anything, so I'm going to have him tested for COVID. And I said, "Oh, geez, okay. Young kid, you know. He's probably, I don't know, he's a teenager, I think, early teens." So he sent me a text last night saying he had, in fact, tested positive. I said, "Does he have a fever?" She said, "No, he doesn't." So again, his only symptom was the smell and taste thing. Outside of that, he was okay. And I thought about that, and I thought to myself, well, you know, yeah. I mean, can kids get it? Well, yeah, they can get it. But like him, I mean, he's perfectly fine outside the fact he can't taste or smell. And was that your situation too, Kat, when you had COVID?
Oh yeah, I still can't. I need to go.
You still can't taste or smell?
Yeah, well, my smell is probably worse off than my taste. Yeah.
Yeah, so you are able to taste some things, but you can't smell them necessarily.
Yeah. It just depends on like the type of food. So like spicy food and sweetness, like I can taste just fine. It's just like, you know, like I don't know, like chicken. It doesn't really taste like anything unless I put like a ton of hot sauce on it. Which
you do, of course. Yeah. Yeah. So what can you do about that? Anything?
I've heard that you can take hydrochloroquine. I haven't asked my doctor about it yet. I have to go and ask him, like, hey, is there something I can do? I've seen people take an orange peel, and I am not a doctor, so don't try this at home.
Right, no, I mean, Kat's just playing a doctor right now, but go ahead. Yeah,
yeah, let me get my, like,
well, if you put on a lab coat and you look really serious into the camera, people take you seriously, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I got to be better than Fauci.
Well, okay. That's a very low bar, Kat. You can do better than that. All right.
But no, you can take an orange peel, burn it on like on like a pan, and sear it, and then put it in your mouth for like 30 seconds, and then it says that it's supposed to come back.
But you haven't done that.
No, I have not.
No. Have you been tempted to do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Because it's like, I don't know, it's so weird because it's been since November, so now it's just like I don't really even notice. I don't have the sense of smell. Right.
I suppose after a while, right, it's like anything else. Some evolutionary process where you don't have the sense of smell anymore. You don't miss what you don't have. So, I don't know. All right. Well, that could be. I don't know.
It's so sad.
Well, maybe it'll come. I'm sure it'll probably come back eventually, right? And again, we're learning this as we go along.
Yeah.
You know, we're going along. But this is the first kid that I've personally known that has had it.
Why aren't journalists asking the question, like, hey, this has never happened before in any other virus. Why are people losing their sense of smell?
You sit down over there and take the vaccine and shut up. We don't want to hear any more from you. Smart aleck cat.
I'm just curious.
I know. But you can't be curious about this. You can't. You just have to go, well, that's the way it is.
COVID psychosis. There's all kinds of things.
Shut up and sit down. Okay, break. Fox News, top of the hour. Tom will get you caught up locally. We're back on the other side. Cities 92.9.